dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 radio network. I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. I'm known as Kat, the Queen of Dreams. So we're going to be having an interesting show tonight. We're going to be talking about snakes in 2025. And what is it that they have in common with not only dreams, the year 2025, but also the god Janus? We're going to talk about all of that after we do our protective meditation. But I want those of you who are only listening to me on the radio now, maybe you're listening in your car or you're listening on your computer and you'd like to see me, because you actually can see me. This is a video podcast. You can hear the audio part, but you can also see me on the video part. So if you go and you search Kat, the Queen of Dreams, it's going to bring you to my website, which is actually KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. But that's a lot to write down. So if you just search Kat, K-A-T, the Queen of Dreams, I'm going to come up in the search engines. You can click that, and it's going to take you right to my website. And when you're on my website, if you look up at the very top, you'll see these black buttons. And one of them will say radio show. Just click that button and it will take you to my show page on Dreamvision 7 radio network. And you can listen to the archives. You can watch all the archives. You can just have a great time with all the shows that I've done. And the last show that I did was actually with my husband. And we were talking about hurricanes and quantum spirituality. So I know you're probably thinking, hurricanes and quantum spirituality, what in the world do they have in common? You'd be amazed. And then we got off on all those lights that we're seeing up in the sky. What can they mean at night? So if you get a chance, go check out quantum spirituality and hurricanes. I think it's hurricanes and quantum spirituality. Just search that and will come up. But right now, I would like to do our protection meditation that I do every single show. And I do it for a reason. I don't just do it to take up time. I do it because it's important when you get into spiritual realms, talking about dreams, talking about seeing dead relatives, visiting with the dead, speaking with the dead, what either in our dreams, in our daydreams, in our night dreams, or we just hear their voices in the room. It's important when we're going to talk about that to protect ourselves, okay? Because that's a doorway into another realm. And I want all of my listeners to always be safe. I want all of you viewers to always be safe when you're on my program with me. So we do this protection meditation, and not only does it protect us, it really makes us feel good. And if you've been a little under the weather, you may suddenly feel yourself being picked up, feeling a little more energetic. If you're recovering, you may recover just a little bit faster. And you may start to have some amazing dreams. So for those of you who are new to my show, I want you to just pretty much relax and listen to my voice. And I'm going to carry you through it, even though you've probably never done it with me before. Okay? So those of you who have done the meditation with me before, you know what's in store. So I want everybody to settle in your seat. Now, if you are listening to me on your radio, in your car, while you're driving, or you're listening to me on your computer while you're driving, don't close your eyes. This will still work. You can listen to me, but I want you to pay attention to your surroundings, and it is going to work. Okay? Everybody else, get comfortable in your chair. Feel yourself relaxing. Just kind of drop your shoulders. Feel yourself sitting deep, deep into the chair, relaxing. Just feel yourself kind of zooming out a little bit. Just letting go of the moment. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in. First breath, take a deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity from this week and last week going into that breath of life. Blow it out. All the way out. Across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where you see it being turned into beautiful golden energy and sent up through the universe, up through the stars, past the planets, up further to those pearly gates, where it makes a U-turn and comes right back down at the speed of thought, the fastest speed there is, into your 7th chakra. Feel that golden light filling your whole body with healing energy and godly love. Again, deep breath in, hold it. Imagine any negativity you may have done advertently or inadvertently to someone or something for the past 2 weeks. Blow it out. It was in that breath. It's now gone into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where again, it's converted into that beautiful energy. It goes all the way up to those pearly gates, turns around, and comes right back down into your body, filling you with golden light and higher power. One more time. Deep breath in. Anything that happened to you when you were young that was negative, you've been carrying around with you, get rid of it now. Blow it out into that purple flame of Saint Germain. See it going up through the stars, the planets, up to those pearly gates as a new golden light, where it makes a U-turn and comes back into your 7th chakra and fills your whole body with healing, golden energy and light. Just sit for a second and feel that energy surging through your body. You can feel it pulsating in your blood vessels. Just embrace it with your mind. Now I want you to imagine holding a power gift in your hand. A power gift is anything that constitutes love. That power gift can be from someone else to you, or it can be from you to you. It can be your favorite necklace, favorite gift, favorite rock, favorite flower, a favorite memory, anything that holds the power of love, because love is the greatest power you can hold. And I want you to swing that power around your whole body. Just swing it all around, creating a mirrored bubble of golden shifting light. Giant bubble around you that only your spirit guides and guardian angels will bring in anything, anyone into that bubble. Without them, they cannot come in. Anything else will be reflected back off the bubble, back to where it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, kind of move your shoulders around again. Feel yourself coming back into your body, into your system. Another way to help is to put your hands in the prayer position and press. Those are the power points to your whole body, are right there in your fingertips and your palms. Just put them together and press 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and you just kind of feel yourself tingle all over because everything wakes back up. You're back in yourself. You know, we all have spirit guides and guardian angels. We're born with them. We're their job, and they take that job very seriously. So if you ever are in a position where you feel fearful or unsure of yourself or downright frightened, focus on your spirit guides and guardian angels. And how can you know what to focus on? Meet them in your dreams. Make 2025 your dream year. Make keeping a dream journal part of some of the changes you're going to make in 2025. If you don't have a dream journal, you're going to make one. If you do have a dream journal, you're really, really going to use it. And look at what your inner guides, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your deceased loved ones, your deceased pets are saying to you in your dreams to keep you on the right path, your life purpose path. We are all born onto this earth with a life purpose. None of us just happened. Even if your parents told you you just happened in the back seat of that old Ford, you just happened on purpose. You were accidentally on purpose a part of this journey in life. And your life purpose is very important. And one of the reasons you're here is to get on that path and fulfill that purpose. And that's where dreams come in, because your dreams are the doorways to divine intervention and guidance. And your spirit guides and guardian angels are part of that. They don't always flit into your dreams with wings. I've never seen any of mine fly. None of them fly. None of them have wings, but I know they're real. I know they're there because mine are monks, Franciscan monks, and they came into my dreams dressed as Franciscan monks, walked in through a portal in my dream that when I was having my dream, it froze. And it looked like a frozen computer page. And there was a little window that was circling around, just like on your computer page. And it turned into a door. Through that door walked a Franciscan monk. My dream froze immediately, except for him. He walked through and he said, "Come with me. We have something to tell you." I'm looking around going, this is really weird. I'm saying that to myself in my dream. This is really weird. But I followed him through the window that had become the door. I went right through the door with him into what I call the room between realms, where there were 2 other monks waiting for me. And they told me I had breast cancer. Despite the fact that I had just been to the doctor, had a complete physical exam. I'd had a mammogram, I'd had a physical, I'd had a blood test. Everything was perfect. So the doctor said, and these monks, spirit guides, guardian angels, came into my dream and they saved my life. Because it turned out they told me to go back to my doctor and get a second set of tests. So I did. And it took a lot of convincing the doctors to do exploratory surgery on me when everything was showing I was healthy. But my spirit guides and guardian angels were adamant. You must do this. You must get them to do this exploratory surgery. And it turned out I was in stage 2 breast cancer with cancer in my lymph nodes. And it was missed. Took me 3 months to convince them to do the surgery. And when they did it, they found the cancer. So I know we have spirit guides and guardian angels. It's not, oh, you know, I've heard it in stories and I want to believe it and it seems so fluffy and real. And no, they're real. And you've got them too. And I've seen mine in my dreams. And the dream is a perfect place to meet your spirit guides and guardian angels because, like I said, our dreams are the sacred doorways to divine intervention and messages. So one of the things I want to talk about today is snakes in 2025. What do snakes mean in 2025? So for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know I actually write for Desert Health Magazine. So what I'm going to be talking about today is the article that was just published in there for the new year, 2025, that deals with snakes, because snakes are the animal, creature, reptile, whatever you want to call it, for 2025. Last year was the dragon, and this year is the brown snake, the brown wood snake. One of the brown wood snakes of Asia and the Orient is the cobra. Just like right back here. Just like this. This is a really heavy one. This would be considered a brown wood snake. All of those colors, all of those things have significance in dreams and everything else. So what commonalities do dreams, the two-faced Roman god Janus, and the Chinese brown wood snake share as we enter 2025? Well, January was named after the two-faced god Janus. And it used to be on a lot of Roman coins. The two-faced god Janus looked back into the past and also faced the future. Because if you don't remain focused on your past, I know we hear a lot of times, a lot of our teachers will say, forget the past, move on, forget the past, you know, focus only on the future and don't think about your past. I'm here to tell you your past is important. Because if you don't focus on your past, what was great, what was happy, what wasn't, what were your successes, what were your mistakes, if you don't focus on that, you're going to have a very difficult future because you're going to keep repeating your mistakes if you don't keep an eye on them. Some of us have a habit of repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So by actually keeping a dream journal, we can get guidance in there on how to work through whatever our mistakes are. For instance, you could have a dream. This would be kind of a Janus dream. Okay. Let's say you're at work, you have a new job, and you're finding it difficult to fit in, and you're finding that your boss is really a pain in the neck. Your boss is not helpful. Your boss is difficult. If you could just get rid of that boss, you're sure that you could be successful at this job. You could really make a go at this job. Same thing with a relationship, because let's face it, your boss in your job is a relationship at work. Your husband in your marriage is a relationship in your love. Okay, so you've got work and you've got love. They're very similar. So if you keep making the same mistakes in your job, and you have to keep changing jobs, and you keep making mistakes in your love life, and you have to move on to a new person, you feel left behind, and you keep wondering, what's wrong with me? Why don't they love me? One of the ways you can find the answer to that is through your dreams, and it's called dream work. I know that word is thrown around all the time. People say, dream work? Oh, I've heard that a million times. What does dream work mean? I don't know what they mean by it, but I can tell you dream work is when you wake up in the morning and you are drenched in sweat because you worked so hard during the night solving problems, you feel like you ran a marathon. So we have to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk about that type of dream work for 2025 and how to make sure you are successful at it. It's so easy, but it's going to make such a big change in your life. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Berg. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, aka the Queen of Dreams, and you're listening to Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. This show is Dreaming Healing, and just before the break, we were talking about dream work, and I'm talking about real dream work here, not just working on dreams, but dream work, working in the dream. You're going to work on what the dream meant later, but first, you're going to be working in the dream. And one of the things that you want to do is set your intention before you go to bed. Write it in your dream journal, whatever that intention is. Let's look at the work one. I would like to find a solution to the stress I'm having and feeling with my boss, my new boss. What can I do that will be right? And that night, let's say you have a dream. And in that dream, you come up with 4 different solutions. The first solution is you push your boss off of a ledge, off of a cliff, off of a mountain, and watch him splat on the ground. And you go, okay, that solved the problem. But then you start to feel really bad. Start thinking about, well, how's his wife going to feel? Because dreams are like that. You know, they're deep subconscious. What's his wife going to feel like? What is his children going to feel like? Who's going to go down and get him? I can't leave him down there as a little splat on the ground, down there all by himself. It's going to get cold tonight. I mean, you do that in dreams. You go, it's going to get really cold tonight, and he's not going to have a blanket. Hey, he's dead if you did that to him in the dream, but you're not thinking like that. What you did was you came up with a solution that, yeah, you decided you don't like that one. That was not going to work. So then you walk away from that section of your dream and you go through another dream door. And in that dream door, you have a screaming match with your boss. He's back. You're back in the office. You forgot he was dead. And you two have a screaming match, and you scream louder than he screams. And then he comes in with a great big horn and screams even louder than you. And then you come in with drums, and you're screaming louder with your drums. And during the dream, you go, this is crazy. What else can I go out and get? A tuba horn? What else can I get to be even louder? And you realize this isn't working. All of your working companions are around you watching you, and they're laughing, and it's like, yeah, that's not going to work. So you walk out of that dream, all this stuff disappears, you walk through another door, you're doing something else, and suddenly your boss walks into this dream, and you decide, you know, I threw him off a cliff, felt really bad, tried to scream him down, couldn't even do it with a tuba horn. Why don't I sit down at the desk and tell him how I'm feeling? Because I feel really bad right now. I couldn't kill him, and I couldn't overscream him. So why don't I sit down, and I can cry if I want to in this dream. I can do anything I want. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tell him how I really feel, how I was really hoping that this job would be the one, that I'm all in, and see what he does. And you find in the dream, you sit down and you're talking to him. It's the first time you really let it all out. And he's just sitting there listening to you. He's not screaming. He's not threatening you. And you don't feel the need to throw him off a cliff because he's listening. And he looks at you and says, I'm glad we did this. And then the dream shifts and it's over with. You wake up the next morning and you're just drenched in sweat. Well, you know, you've been up on a mountain. You were marching around a room with a tuba and drums and everything else and screaming your head off. You may have actually awakened the rest of your family members. And then finally you sat down and you had a talk. And that's the one you remember the most, because that's the one that made you feel the best and felt like a solution you could really bring into the waking world. That's dream work. That's dream work. Not just working on your dreams in your journal, although that's part of it, but actually working on your problems your challenges in life to come up with a proper solution in your dream world. Because remember, our dream worlds are just, they're an aspect of our waking world. It's how we can go into our inner selves, work with all of our aspects of self, spirit guides and guardian angels also, to come up with a solution to be successful in the waking world. That's why we're here. So now you have a solution to take to work with you and wait for the opportunity to be able to put it into practice. So how would this also work in your relationships for 2025? Same thing. You're in a relationship, and let's say you have a dream where all of your exes are sitting at a table, or they're in a party with you, or they're somewhere with you, and you're looking at all these exes going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't walk into this room with all my exes there. Now, your exes seem to be getting along just fine at the party. Why? Because they're all the same. They're all exactly the same. Why? Because that's what you go for. If you brought an ex in that was different from all the others, you probably wouldn't have been interested in them. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, if these exes are getting along fine at the party, because they're all alike. And by the way, I'm taking all these dreams from real people who I have had as clients. So these are true dreams. If I had all these exes and their exes, they're getting along, but I didn't get along with them, who's odd man out? Oh, obviously it's me. And then suppose, just suppose, your dad walks in and he's getting along really well with your exes too, but doesn't get along with you. You and your dad don't have a great relationship, never did, and you're sure you never will. You don't want to see that man ever again. Suddenly you go, you know what? They're all alike. I'm the only one that's different. And I keep going for men who kind of look like my dad, act like my dad, practically are my dad. They get along really well with my dad because they are my dad. Oh my gosh. So for 2025, what do I want to do? So let's say your first response is to walk up to them in the party and say, I'm so glad, I can't stand any of you. I'm glad you're here so I can tell you off. And you tell them all off at the party. You tell every single one of them how horrible they are and how horrible they've been to you and blah, 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 and on and on and on. And you're exhausted. You're out of breath. You think you're going to just pass out. You're so tired from letting it all out on them. And they're just standing there looking at you. And then they go back and talking to each other. And you go, they didn't even care. You're absolutely right. They're aspects of yourself. They're aspects of your inner self. And they are who they are, what they are. And they're showing you that in the dream. So that going up and yelling at them for being them obviously isn't the solution. So let's say the dream shifts. You walk out of that party, you're gone, blah, blah, blah. You're out of there. You know, leave them to themselves. And they can go get drunk with your dad or whatever. You're out of this. And you run into the three amigos again in a store. And you find that you have similar things in your shopping cart at the store. You look at your shopping cart, it looks like his shopping cart. But again, as soon as you see him, that stuff starts coming up. And then you see the other one over there, and his shopping cart is full of the same stuff that's in the first ex's shopping cart and your shopping cart. And you suddenly realize, you know what? You do like a lot of things in common. You do. But there's too much water under the bridge. You just can't stand this person. Why? Why can you not stand this person despite the fact that you have similar things in your shopping cart? You must like some of the things together. You like the same things. You like to eat the same things, consume, eating in dreams, consuming, becoming one with. And you suddenly realize they remind you of your father, or they remind you of somebody else. Maybe it's even your mother. Maybe they don't look like your father, but there's aspects to them that are your mother. Going to remind you of somebody in your family, if they're your exes. Mother, father, uncle, someone close, very close. And you suddenly realize you do have things in common, but there's a problem to the person pushing the cart. It's not what's in the cart. It's what's pushing. See the play on words? Pushing the cart. You feel pushed. So you decide, we have things in common. If I really take the time to look, although I don't really like doing that. And then the dream shifts again. And in the third dream, you're at a round table. Remember? The round table with the knights. Yeah, the round table. And at the round table, you sit there quietly. You're not yelling at them anymore. You're exhausted for one thing. This is your third dream. You're really tired in your dream work. And you decide, you know what? I'm going to sit here quietly and let them tell me why they think it didn't work, or why and what they were attracted to in the beginning. And you find that you're in this conversation of things that ring bells. I remember one girl said, every time he would say something that was true, this bell would ring. It's like, the bell went off. You see the play on words? The bell went off. A bell went off. Oh, yeah. Every time it was true. So that by the end of the night, when she woke up in the morning, she was exhausted and realized the reason her relationships didn't work is because she was actually almost torturing the men she was with, because it reminded her of her father, who she didn't get along with, and she felt it was a previous life commitment that had not been fulfilled and came over into this lifetime. So she had some tremendous work to do. And by keeping a dream journal and writing all this down, she was able to find a relationship that worked. It was not a family member that was negative. There was no negativity in it. Although we, in our relationships, we have negativity. We have opposites, because if we were always perfect with the person we were with, and this was from another dream, you'd be bored out of your mind. It would just be you all over again. You might as well just sit in front of a mirror and hold a conversation with yourself, because that's what it would be constantly. We learn from the people that we do not have things in common with. We learn from the people who we can get along with when we don't always agree with them. That's where we learn. If nothing else, we learn that we can agree to disagree in order to learn and move on. And that's Janice. And that is 2025. Don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to talk about the power of the snake dream for 2025 concerning finances and your dreams. Okay, don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Berg. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing by three-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. For those of you just tuning into this third section, and I got to tell you, this out, it always goes so fast. You know, it just flies by. And I have to really keep my eye on the time, because when I don't have a guest and I'm looking at the questions and listening to their answers and writing stuff down and watching, I can blow through an hour like it's 5 minutes. So we're in our last section, and I want to talk about the snakes, but somebody gave me a wonderful compliment. They said, "God, Kat, you just find a way to consolidate or have the spiritual, the psychological, and the reality bleed into each other. You show that through the dreams, and it's perfect." He said it perfectly. Blood is the fluid that keeps us alive, and blood is a part of our dreams. Our dreams, what's happening in our dreams, are the blood for our dreams. And so they all connect each other. Some of it are blood vessels, some of them are corpuscles, some of them are, on and on and on. It's all the connection. If you cut yourself now, in our waking world, we bleed. When you cut yourself in a dream, you could have a little person come out and talk to you about why you shouldn't have cut yourself, and crawl back in and close it up, because it's a different reality. But the blood from that is what's going on in your waking world. So anyhow, I want to talk about snakes because they're really important, and I'm going to have to kind of look at my notes for the snakes. But for 2025, the snake that I talked about earlier, the brown forest snake, is for the Chinese New Year. Now, if you look at a brown forest snake in Asia, China, you've got the king cobra. And the king cobra is such an important part of dreams. One of the reasons why snakes are are an important part or symbol for healing is because they are able to regenerate their skin. Can you imagine that, ladies? We could regenerate all of our skin. We'd never need facelifts, face cream, nothing. Gets wrinkly, just walk right out of it and just have new skin. Sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's a type of deathless rebirth, which if you think about it, every time you dream, there are a lot of groups of people who believe that, especially the Native Americans, believe that when you dream, you are in a death state and you should not be awakened because your soul may not be able to get back into your body if somebody jolts you awake. It's got to scramble around to get back in. And I'm not sure that there's not some truth to that, because I don't know about you, but when somebody comes bursting into the room, and says, oh, we got to get up, we've got to evacuate, or we've got to do something, like with the hurricanes, you feel like you're not all there. You can't think, you can't focus, and then all of a sudden you feel like, whoosh, okay, I'm here. So there may be something to that. But snakes are among the top 3 to 5 animals that appear in dreams with different meanings to people worldwide. They appear the most. Imagine that. The snake, the large king cobra in India, is considered the Kundalini. It's considered the wisdom snake. If you see a large brown snake in your dreams, it is the Kundalini, which is considered a mystical doorway to an awakening energy shift. So the next time you have a dream with a big brown snake in it, even a king cobra, try to keep yourself from waking up and see what it is that snake is trying to show you. For instance, I had a similar dream. We were selling our house in Cape Cod, and it was a big house. It was a really big house. And my husband said, it's going to take us years to sell this house. It's going to take us at least a couple of years. And in my dream, I went down into the basement where you store memories. You store things that you had before. You either store them in the attic or you can store them in the basement. We stored them in the basement. So I had my mother's old sewing kit down there. I had some of my dad's paintings down there. I had memories from lifetimes past, as it were, before I got married, because both of my parents were deceased. And while I was down there in the basement in the dream looking around, my mother's sewing kit skittered across the floor. And I thought, oh, great. I'm going to get to see mom, because I love it when I see my parents in my dreams. When they just walk with me, when they're just with me, just hanging out with me, it feels so good. Because when you're in the dream, you don't realize you're in the dream unless it's lucid. You're really there. You're having a great time. But what makes a dream more than just a dream is when you get the validation in the waking world. So the next thing that happened is I looked over, and my dad was there sorting through the pictures, and he turned to me and he smiled. And I went, well, that's strange. I wonder why dad's sorting through all that stuff. And I walked into another part of the basement where the ceilings are about 9 feet high. It's all concrete. And there was nothing else in it. And then I saw the shadow of a huge cobra come up in front of me, 9 feet tall, this huge cobra. And I'm going, oh my God, that snake is behind me. That's the shadow. There's a snake. There's a 9-foot snake behind me. So I turned around and I looked, there was nothing there. And I looked at the cobra again, and poof, we had 5 heads on it. It opened up like a fan, and it had 5 huge heads. And I said, I don't know what this dream is. I said that to myself, which suddenly made it lucid, but I'm out of here. That snake is too big. And I took off and went up the stairs, and the dream shifted. Well, the next day I'm telling my husband about the dream, and I said, there was this ginormous cobra in the basement. And its one head suddenly went poof, and there were 5 of them there. And I couldn't find the snake. I could only find the shadow, and it freaked me out. So I ran up the stairs. But my dad was down there sorting through our stuff, and I think we are going to sell the house in 2 weeks. And my husband looked at me and laughed. He goes, no, you are not. 2 years maybe, but not 2 weeks. Well, it turned out we sold the house in 2 weeks. People came into the first opening, handed the realtor a check, personal check, and said, on Monday morning when the banks open, we'll give you the cash, the cashier's check, whatever it is you want. Just hold it until then. But when it came to the snake, that huge, ginormous snake, in Hindu, Lord Vishnu is always seen with a 5-headed snake, which I didn't know. I had to go look this up. I had to actually look it up. 5-headed snake named Sheshnag. Yeah, you heard me right. Sheshnag. If I said that wrong, just send me an email, catken@comcast.net. Sheshnag. And this mystical 5-headed king cobra snake stands with its fangs open over the head of Lord Vishnu. And it's coiled up. And this one was coiled up. I saw the shadow. And Lord Vishnu sits on this coiled up, ginormous king cobra. Or he sleeps on it. And the snake, Sheshnag, guards him while he dreams. So, I mean, just saying that just gives me goosebumps. So sometimes when we think a dream is a nightmare, it could actually be a blessing. Go look it up, keep a dream journal, write it down, and go see what it means. I know that if I see my parents in a dream for whatever I'm doing, I was in the basement getting ready to pack it up, my dad's down there packing it up, we're going to sell that house in 2 weeks. Imagine if you could do that too. And you can. So we're coming quickly to the very end of our show. So for 2025, I'd like you to keep a dream journal. I'd like to keep a dream journal and see if your dreams come true in the waking world. And I want you to look for symbols that are really important. I mean, and symbols that you can't miss. I mean, you can't forget a 9-foot king cobra with 5 heads in your basement in a dream. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care how much you drank before you went to sleep. You're going to remember that when you wake up. And that's because your spirit guides and guardian angels want you to. And basically they were saying to me, no matter how scary your dreams are, you have a guardian. You have a guardian snake. I'm like, okay, well, couldn't you give me like a peacock or something? But no, you've got a guardian snake, and you're going to be safe in your dreams when you're doing your dream work. So, gosh, I lost some of my notes here. I got so into this, and I've got all these bright lights in here. So I actually can't even see my notes that I've written on. But for those, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm writing my books, I like to have a lot of time with other writers, because I believe there's an osmosis between us when we're writing. And so if you're a writer and you're looking for another group to be with, go to my website and check out the Writers Conference on Holland America that we're doing the last week in August 2025 to Alaska. And join us. We're going to be working with dreams to help with our writing, and it's going to be awesome. You'll make new friends and you'll have incredible writing. So it's time for us to say goodbye. But until next time, remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives, like mine did at the very beginning of this show. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS. Or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.